Hello everyone, this is Billie. Welcome to Billie Holman Creations. I hope you're doing well today. I'm doing pretty good. So let's get started. Let me tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to try to use up some seed beads today. I have an abundance of seed beads. And I'm going to be using Bond Craftor's resin. Their clear resin. I have a choice today of their pearlescent resin or their colored resin. I'm not quite sure. Both are pink and they're both very beautiful. So what I have here are these little butterflies that I did get from Walmart quite some time ago. They were very inexpensive. I believe they were 98 cents a piece, possibly. They had different animals. They had dinosaurs, owls, turtles, elephants, the butterflies, possibly something else I can't recall. But these are plastic, and I'm going to use them today. Now I've dug out some pink beads because we're going to have a pink theme. Pink beads, some white beads. These are all plastic beads. And this is a perfect way to use up your excess. So I've got wire because we are going to thread these with some pretty beads. And I've got some of these little colored collars. Now these are pretty and they came from Temu. And I'll probably use the pink ones. And of course I've got my jewelry tools to the side. But first of all, I want to use this pink. And we're going to do the center of the butterflies. And I think I'm just going to use the clear Bond Craftor hard type resin. And put that in a little cup with these beads. Because I think this will be just enough. And we're going to fill the center of this butterfly. Okay. Now, I tried to make a few of these ahead of time. And they did turn out cute. So I'll show you those when we're through. Let me just try to guesstimate how many of these I might. Will I use them all? They're stuck in there. These have been here a while. Let's see if I can't loosen these up a little bit. Here we go. Get them out of this little tube. And you know, I've emptied some of these little tubes and I'm thinking, oh, what can I do with those? But we'll figure it out. I want to get these out of here. Where's my awl? Let's try that. Will you reach? No. Not quite. Let's get them out. There's a little dirt in there. I'm going to have to blow that out. Let me tap it really well here. Okay. There we go. There's one left. Can you come out? Oh, we'll deal with you later. All right. Let me get these in the little cup. And oh, my floor. Can you imagine? If you're like me, let's get that dirt out of there. Look at that. It's sticking to the cup. So if I get a clean cup, I'm going to eliminate those little flakes. Now, I was given these beads some time ago. And we're going to use them up. There. That got most of that out of there. I think we're okay. Clean that out later. I've got beads in my lap too. I can feel them. Okay. Make sure those are pretty clean. They don't look too bad. There's a couple in there that look like they could just be history. Let's get rid of that one. They must have something in the little holes, and I didn't wash these. We're just going to go for it. All right, that'll be a good start. So I'm going to get my clear. Here are the two pinks. Do you know they come in a nice set of the pearlescent and the colored both pretty. I'm leaning towards the Pearl Essence for today. But let me get a little resin in here. Pardon me for not wearing gloves. I'm very fortunate, I believe, that I don't have problems with being allergic to resin. Regular resin, I do wear gloves, wear my mask, and all of that good stuff. But for the UV, I'm going with bare hands because I have a hard time trying to do fiddly little things with gloves on. So that's just got a good coating, and I'm just going to lay these beads right here in the center of this pretty little butterfly. Now, using UV resin, this is very good UV resin, and as all UV resins, you should actually do thin coats. Well, look at me go, I'm not. But normally I do thin coats. We've probably got more resin than we do beads, but we should be all right. I'm just going to pat those down, get them situated, and I'm going to put this little section under my double-sided UV lamp, and give them a go, 5 on each side. It's nice that these little plastic pieces are clear. So that way it's easier to cure. Let's go ahead and put some right in the top of the antenna. That's quite a big lump of them. Big chunk of them. But you see what I'm basically up to here. Now, I didn't have another pink set of seed beads that I thought would be comparable to this. I could have done purple, but I thought I'd use the multicolors. And hopefully it'll draw some of the pink out of the multicolors and also work out nicely when we do the colored UV resin. So I want to get a couple more on this side. So let me go ahead and cure this, and we will go on from there. I do have a little bit of resin going over the side. I'm going to pick up a Q-tip and just try to sop that up a little bit. Now, we're not going to see that. We're going to cover it, but just so it doesn't get in the way of what we're doing, I'm going to try to sop that up, okay? There we go. Now to the cure. Well, here we go. Now it's still a bit tacky, but for as many times as I'm going to be putting this under the lamp, it's going to harden up for sure. I had this little letter mold sitting behind me for ages, so I thought I'll put the rest of the little pink seed beads in here because my friend Linda has a granddaughter, little Stella, and she might like these on a necklace. So I'm just going to put those to the side and bake those because my cord isn't long enough to reach my wall, so I have it down on a 6-way, and it's to my left over here. So there we go with that. We're going to do the same thing with these colored seed beads. Now these, they used to be $1.55. Bet you that's not the price anymore. Now I'm going to need quite a few of these. I'm just going to do the same thing, and I'm going to go ahead and use the clear resin. So let's start there. we'll do some more filling. I won't use as much this time. I did notice they do move better if there's more resin. Let me try to get them in place. So let's see. I love this little tool. I believe it came with one of the UV sets from Bond Craftor. And I have to thank them. They have been very good to me. I do love all of their products. Maybe just a little more for that amount. We're going to lose the clear ones, of course, in resin. But I wasn't going to sort them out. Could you imagine? Oh, I'm sure it's been done before. But, yes, this has been a good way for me to use up some beads. So here we go. I'm going to put these in all these little sections of the wings right here. Now that will take me a bit of time. And as it's curing, I will, well, when I cure these, it'll take me some time, but I'm going to take my time and try not to get too carried away with a bunch of beads in here, but I want to bring them all to the edges so we can definitely see the outline of the design, which is the black. So let me keep going with this. It'll take a bit. And then in no time we'll be able to finish this off. See, I wasn't sure if it would blend real good with the pink, but we're going to add more pink, so it should be okay. So let me keep on going, and I will be back in the blink of an eye. If I can find my button. I'm too short. Well, here it is so far. That wasn't too bad. And I took the extra and just put it in a few more of these little letters. So let's put that to the side under the lamp. Now, oh Billie, where's your glasses? Well, I found them and got down a little closer for you. So now let's go with the colored UV. Here's the pink. Now these are the colored from the colored set. That's a very pretty pink. That's what I'm looking for. A baby pink. But let's look at the pearl. I really want to go with the pearl. Come on. I'm going to have to take the lid off anyway. There's the pearl. Look at the difference. So these are the two different sets from Bond Craftor. Colored and pearl UV. Now, I think I moved things. What I want to do now, I could squeeze it out. And I did find moving my beads around, it was easier to use a mica stick without the fuzzy tip on it. So I can very carefully try to squeeze some of this out, or keep it upside down for a while. Try to squeeze some of this out. There we go. And try to be careful, because I'm going to move it around. Look how thick that is. My hand was right in the way, wasn't it? Let me just go into the larger areas here real quick. See, that will be our background. What a pretty pink. It'll work on settling, but we're going to push it around and help it out a little bit. And then basically this will be all there is to it as far as the butterfly itself goes. Then we'll grab more beads and make a hanger. Let me try to get some of this in. I love this resin. So pretty. And how many come in the set? The pearlescent, you get 12 different colors. And I will have Bond Craftor's link available to you, and I have it's a 20% off discount. That will be in my description. I can look on Walmart's site and see if they still have these. I don't know. The butterflies, they may. I'm just going to leave this to the side. Be easier to get out. So let's start over here. They may have them, or you may find them at the dollar store, Dollar Tree, Dollar General. I'm not sure. But I just happened to be in the craft section of Walmart one day and spotted these, and I thought, oh, they're too cute. I'm a sucker for craft supplies. Yes, I am. Just gonna bring it all into these areas, and I do want to do the antenna of the butterfly, and I'm going to do that in the pink also. Let's just get this moved around into these smaller areas. So I don't have big thick globs. Just very carefully move it around. Right up to the edges. Well, there it is, and I'm going to get ready to do some bead work. Well, this is in the lamp. So let's give that 5 minutes and I'll turn it over. And we can go from there. Oh, but before I do that, let's just get a little bit of the clear. I'm not going to worry about these letters for right now because I might put black behind them. But for now, let's just, ooh, we should have done the, well, let's do the clear here. No, I think I like the idea of the pink better. How about the brighter pink, or the, just the colored pink? Let's try that. And we'll just get this over these, whoops. It bubbled. Get these filled up. Oh, there's a big bubble. Let's just squish it. We'll have a pink background. Background, use your words right. I'll move that around. Ooh. Good job, Bill. You didn't have too much coffee today. Oh, that might be a bit much. Let's put some in here. And the O. I think that might be enough. We'll move it around. And the little P here. I'll use these sometime or another. But let's just move this around real quick. And I'll put that in after we have the butterfly done. So you can use glitter, you know. I just wanted to use the seed beads and just to show you that they work out quite fine and they're quite pretty. I still am on a mission to use up some of these supplies. That's the plan. Might have to add more to that one, but yeah, slowly but surely. And then once I'm done with the butterfly, I'll show you the other ones I did because they are just too cute. They're more like a little sun catcher, and what makes it nice is the sun is going to shine through those and show the beads and the different colors. And they'll be really nice for gifts or to hang in your patio or your window. There, I think that's is good. That one seed is sticking up a little bit. All right, I'll set that aside and we'll cook that shortly, okay? Over here, I'm just gonna quickly move a few things. I didn't get to this one. I was going to use the excess for that, but it worked out where I didn't have to. This is just an old cutting board, and I do use it a lot. Leave it off with some isopropyl alcohol, and I'm going to grab a puppy pad here because it's, I don't know how dirty this one is. Oh, that one's pretty much used. There's one over here. That's a big one. Let's get a little one. I do like these. I use them for pouring resin. That's got black paint on it. The big ones, especially for pouring. There we go. That one should work out okay. I'll be able to see a little better and keep them from running amok. So I have beads. Don't need those. I found these pretty pink beads too. And they're all plastic. I've got some jump rings. I only need one of these for this one. Need one jump ring. I can get untangled. Put that aside. This wire, I believe, is an 18 gauge. And then I have these little hooks. Came with some other projects. A big, would you call that a, I don't know what kind of ring that is, but it's more secure than your regular rings. And then this hook right there. We'll need one of those. Put these aside. Garbage. Put that aside, that aside. Now, as far as I've got my nippers, 2 pairs of pliers. So the round ones. That's my second. These are old. I just love them though. And I have these loopers. These are pretty awesome. Now I did get these off of Amazon, and the list will be in the supply list for my Amazon storefront. So I'm just going to grab a bit of wire, stretch that out, and the first thing I want to make is using these little beads. They look like little, what would you call them? But they stack. So I'm going to take 5 of these, another one, and these regular, this is a soft pink. I don't know if I like this pink better. I don't know if I have enough, but we're going to give it a shot. So I'm going to start with 1 pink, 5 of these, and I want 2 sets of these because we're going to have 5 different sets of beads all together. Okay, so there's a 5th, And there's that one. Now, this crimper's pretty cool. They come in different sizes. This is a 2.5. I don't know why I keep scooting over to the left. I'm moving things. And what you do is there's a hole right there, and you put your wire through just till it gets to that hole. And then you want to bring your bead up right to the edge of this nipper. Came out of the hole. I call everything a nipper. Anyway, and just squeeze, and look at this. There you have your loop. Loosen it a little bit. Look at that. Pretty slick. I'm not going to close that yet because I might have to do that later. Now I'm going to give myself about an inch or so. Turn it over. And we'll just go to the other side. Stick it in the hole. Get it close to that edge. Get that bead as close to that edge as you can without breaking the bead, because I've done that before. Give it a squeeze, and there you go. Just like that. Pretty simple. You do waste a little more wire, I think, than you normally would, but let's do another one of these. I need a bit more wire than that. Don't take your eye out. It's flipping around, so let's do that again. Got the pink here. 5 of these. And I've just used all colors because, like I said, they've just been sitting here and I need to use them up. So I've got 3 different colors of pink. I like that one better. Here's one right here. Oh, that one's different. Yes, it is. Let's try this again. I'm going to turn my lamp on again. It turned off, and flip it. There we go. 5 of these. Let's get the right pink here, which would be this one. Stick it in your looper through that hole right there. Hold it. Bring your bead up. And we just, oh, that's so much easier than trying to do it by yourself with a set of pliers. Okay, let me cut another bit of a inch. Flip it around. And we'll do that again right through that hole. Oh, I want a little, no, I have enough room. Get that bead out of the way. Come on. Bring it down. Just hold it till I can snuggle that right up. There we go. And voila. Simple as that. 3 more to go, but they're going to be different. So I found this big one. And I've got a few of these end caps. I'm running out of those, which is kind of good. They're gold, but they're getting tarnished, but that's okay. So I want the big one, the end caps, and I've got which other size is it? They're kind of glass like, well, plastic like that, and I know, oh, here's a couple right here. These came with a different batch of beads, and then I've got just these clear plastic ones here, and we will, I keep looking at my example over there, take 2 more of these pinks and have those on the edges. Okay, do I have one more? Yes. Okay, so we'll thread this way. We'll do a small one, a clear, this oh, I just had the word, didn't I? Bell cap or end cap, bell cap, bead cap. There we go. Give it a little silver anyway. Oh, I missed this one. Whoops. Which one do I want first? Do I want the clear? Oh, I don't even want the clear. We're going to save that for the other one. And I only want one of these because it'll be in the center. There's the big one right there. I only had one of these, which is a good thing. It worked out. Here like that. Okay, here we go. Get that in there, crimp it. Come on. Let go. Sometimes it doesn't let go. And I'm going to cut another inch or so right here. Just guessing. Turn it over and we'll do the same thing. So then I want to make 2 more identical pieces. Bring that down. Crimp it. Oh, look at that. So simple. Now, this one has, let's see if I can remember. Actually, I'm going to look to the side because I did make a couple others. All right. I need 2 of these, so let's just do it this way. And I'm going to take the glass one on the inside, or the, not the glass, but the different pink. And then I'll grab 4 of these colors. Aren't these pretty? And these have pink in them, so we're going to need 2 for each one. Okay. And I don't need a little round one on the edge, so we're just going to do clear with this little, I don't know what you'd call that. I don't know. I'm not a jeweler. The bigger or the solid color. Another white. Oops, Billie. Get this. Another white. And I think that's what I'm wanting. So that wire out of there. Come on. Let's do that again. I'm going to make 2 of these. And I will, whoops, go ahead and finish the other and be right back. Okay, well, we didn't need those. I'll save those for something else. Let's join these. We're going to have the big one, and these 2, and I want these. I could change things around. We could do it this way, couldn't we? Which would you think is better? Probably, well, the ones I've done prior were like this. It makes no mind, but I'm going to keep going the way I did the others. So now, it's just a matter of getting my pliers and joining these together. And I'm not going to use a jump ring, but I want, that one's pretty close, so let's go to this one. And we'll just join those 2. If I can get it in there, I might move it a little bit like that. Bring it back, close that up. Make sure this one's nice and tightly closed. Okay, just bring it like so. How's this one look? This one, I can close this one because that one's got a pretty good opening to it. Make sure they're nice and straight, and I tried to get them facing the same directions with the loops. Now let's get this big one if I have room, and I should. Here we go. Now I need the other. Well, maybe I don't. We're just going to close that up. I might do that one again. Bring that tighter. That one looks good. Let's go over here. That one's pretty tight. This one is open just a skosh. Might have to open it a little more. Get that on. Okay. Shut that up. Let's It's a little bendy. Let's bend them straight, okay? Still have a little curve. Let's go here. Oh, not quite. Secure that one. Shut it. Good. That looks okay. Now for this end, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do this one because it's closed. And I'm going to take the jump ring, just put her here, take this little hanging piece. I can close this up. Whoop, Billy, get your, close that up. Make sure that's nice and tight. I don't like crossing them over. I like them just to meet up where they should. Okay, so there's our hook. Now, the best part. I can string this right onto this one. I think. There we go. There. Tighten that up really well because that's a thinner wire. That's not going to go anywhere. And then look at this. Here's our butterfly. Look at the back side. The back side's just as nice. I need to clean it up with a little alcohol, but that's just as nice as that. Looky here. Then we just need to open this up a tad. It's good for the fingernails. Get that right in there. Let's get that other end in. There you go. Look at this. Isn't that precious? I'm going to make sure and cook that a little bit more, but there is the one dangling suncatcher tchotchke. But let me show you what else I've got, because I did get a little carried away, but I was on a roll. Look at these. I've got them hanging over here. So here are some more pink pieces. Oh, here's another butterfly. That's a dark pink. What do you think of that one? That's dark pink. Same concept. Some of the beads are different. Okay, let's move you over here. Got the butterfly. Then look at these. They had elephants. And I did another purplish pink elephant. He's got a friend. Look at that. And then there's more. They had the owls. Look at those. Oh, those are so cute. These are pretty much the same. Although I did put beads in this wing, and I don't care for that. I like it better this way. So there's our owls. And two more. Oh, these are darling. I can't reach. I should have had them off of this. I have a string over here just to hang things on. Here we go. Look at these. We have turtles. Can you believe it? So I did the greens. We have turtles. Two turtles. And I'll take some stills, but I'm not done yet because I started 3 more. And I didn't get the, or 4 more, and I didn't get them done in time. But look at this. They still need the beadwork. I'll move this so you can see. It's a dinosaur. Look at him. Yeah. He's cute. And then I did a red, white, and blue. I did get carried away with the butterflies. Red, white, and blue. And I think I'll hang those all together on maybe a nice dowel. So that's what I was up to. I hope you enjoyed this video. Get out your UV resin from Bond Craftors and your seed beads and whatever other excess beads you have, and just use your imagination and go silly. Take good care, everyone. Thank you for watching. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Join me in my little venture here. I'm still trying to get one every week. Sometimes I'm a day late, sometimes early. Not so much early, but mostly on Sundays. So take good care. Thank you for everything. Thank you for my subscribers. And I'm sending big hugs. Have a wonderful day. Bye.